such an asshole.
Hello, children. I do have some originals coming along, just so you know. I mean, there's other asshole consulting requests. We just, kind of a lot of people like this marriage thing or don't. So there's going to be more on the way. I just got to bang these out and catch up with the paid ones, and then maybe I can get on to other ones. And then Cappy got to hit the gym and go to anger management because I got to deal with you animals all the time and the internet that always craps out. All right. It's going to be that someone else is on the internet. I'm going to do this. And I'm just going to wait. I'm just going to wait. I'm not joking. There's a reason I'm angry all the time. Some asshole in the... Okay, there we go. We got a little bit here now. Can I read it? Can I read it? Is the internet going to let me have... Am I going to get... Oh, my goodness. Look, it's back. Ethel got off the internet. All right. I'm just doing this. Sorry, guys. Sorry. It is what it is. Hello, Cappy. Fellow asshole here. Please keep it anonymous. Just put asshole through Google Translate. I don't need it on your name. Long-time reader of your books, a follower of your YouTube channel, currently married 6 years, and an 18-month-old son. Yes, I did it. So I did the supposedly stupid shit. Like the in-your-face, no Vaseline, blunt approach. Fan of Charlie Munger for the same reasons. You're in your lower 40s. Your wife is in her mid-30s. You are over 6 feet. You make a very good income for Europe. How's the internet? Internet looks like it's doing okay. You don't hit... Look, guys, you don't have to give me your entire life story if you'd like to remain anonymous. You could just say you do well. You were asking for people to write in with good marriages, so I listened. I wanted to comment, reply to some of your latest videos anyway. Despite agreeing with most of the principles you're outlining, I did want to put some of my experience to paper. We're all for it. We're all for people sharing the good. I want empiricism. I want accuracy. I don't want a skewed thing. Matchmaking agencies do work as long as both sexes have to pay for the service. Weeds out the broke lefties. Found my wife through one. Better way to find a partner compared to speed dating, online dating, Tinder, and all the rest of it. Very interesting. Okay, so both have to pay. You'll have a real vetted person on the other end, in it for better reasons than average single female. Average single female lawyer, wearing shorts, miniskirts, having lots of sex. No one's going to get that one. Better a 6 out of 10 in your bed every night than an 8, 9, or 10 on your phone. Physical touch, cuddling, and sex on a regular basis is very wholesome for your soul. Of course, you're not going to get me to disagree. Men like women. Whether women like men, jury's kind of still out on that. Beats being alone in my book, keeps me saner. I was talking to a buddy of mine. He's a firefighter. One of the 10s. This guy was a 10. And he was talking about how when there was a woman in his life, and it didn't have to be his wife or anything necessarily serious, but when things were good, when she was pretty and sweet and things were going well, he's like, I had 10 times the amount of energy. He was like invigorated and inspired. Like, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I'll say it right now. Men, no one needs each other, but if you want men to function even at half their capacity, there has to be a woman involved, and she cannot be a drain. She must be a supporting character. I'm not going to support that. Well, yeah, okay. Then don't bitch and whine when GDP collapses and there's no one to fix your electricity. Okay, we got it. I mean, that's just the general rule, isn't it? Like, be nice to people. Did you know that if you're friendly and kind towards your friends, they'll stick around? Did you know that if you nag your buddies and are a constant pain in the ass, they'll tend to stop hanging out with you? So yes, having women around, if they're good, having the right woman around will make your life 10 times better. Marriage was a good financial decision for both of us. Married with a prenup agreement, sold my house and paid off hers. Investing the rest ever since in REITs, bonds, and dividend ETFs for immediate and regular cash flow. You sound like you have a slightly higher than average IQ, sir. Working 4 days and 3 days a week, and we'll be able to retire at 60 and 53. It's almost like you did some planning there, sir. Sooner if our returns beat 4%. With the lower financial burden, taking a risk to switch up jobs was much easier. Having the other as a fallback plus some FU money should a switch have failed. Both of our paychecks have increased over 100% despite working less. If I do end up at some point having to give her half, I still have a comfortable life of my own. By working part-time, we do take some pressure off, but still could sell our time more expensively should one of us die of cancer or accidents compared to not working at all. But let me, I'm not disagreeing with you at all. I'm 100%, but you guys are exceptional. I don't want to give you well, don't worry, you'll fall on your feet because you're just superior, but you guys sound smarter than average. She sounds very intelligent, very serious, and above all, I smell some agency and responsibility on her part. The financial planning you guys have done alone is more responsible than 80% of the Europeans and 98% of the Americans. And I think when you have two full-grown adults, actual mature adults, not boomers, Xers, zillennials, or millennials, I think you guys are on the same page. But what percent of American and Westerners in general are at the maturity and responsibility level of you two? I mean, which is an argument for responsible people like, hey, you find the right person, this can happen. I agree with you there, but for the rank and file, and here's the other thing. Let's admit it, these guys are dumb. They're going to go after TNA, which doesn't almost, 100% correlates negatively with maturity and intelligence or effective intelligence. Girl might be brilliant, but she's cute, so she has life on easy mode. She's never honed her brain. She's never had to use it. And until these boys are, like you said, a 6 or a 7, that's reliable and responsible, better than 8, 9, or 10 on the phone. 100%. How many guys have that wisdom? And I'm sure, I'm not a gal, but I'm sure your wife on the other end must also have. I'd love to hear her observations about like what she did, what her thought process was, because I guarantee you she's exceptionally rare. And she ain't none like, he better it, he better that. Also, she's European. She doesn't have that accent, but you know what I'm saying. Do European women do that? Do they do the shake with the hips? And do they do that because they're truly worthless people? And is that what your worthless women do? Is they got that head shake and everything? I'm just wondering if that's jumped across the Atlantic. We have one shared account to pay for monthly expenses. Everything over a fixed amount is split 50-50 every month on our personal account, which we can spend on our own accord as the prenup agreement. You sound German. You're not German, but you all sound very German. You will do this and I will do that. It is in the agreement. And you will obey the agreement. Limits the downside for both of us. We said we love each other now, but we want to make an agreement now so that in the event we don't like each other somewhere in the future, we have a proper thing in place. That is so high level, mature thinking. It doesn't apply to 98%. Bravo, by the way, bravo. Don't want everything. A career, McMansion, a great love, life, good kids, something has to give or you'll break yourself. Everybody is so on the limit with everything nowadays, living paycheck to paycheck, cards maxed out. Yeah, there's no, everyone's stressed out. The fuses are short. Build them some safety nets and reserves. It makes the difference when times are really tough. Stop marrying girls with debt. By the way, for our American audience that isn't so German, she has no student loan debt. Her parents paid for it. What about all the credit card debt or the car loan? Debt is debt. That's another one. Like, you never marry a girl like, I want my student loans paid off. I want a student loan bailout. You want to talk about someone who's irresponsible and a thief and immoral right there. Building some safety nets and reserves. It makes the difference when times are really tough. Although entrepreneurship can be a way out, a lot of people are so financially illiterate that it's better for them to work for a boss with healthcare and a pension to take care of. Right. We've seen so many poor entrepreneurs making effectively less than minimum wage. Oh, wait, have you come to the United States? Have you seen our entrepreneurs? We don't have our own company, but we do our own cooking, grow our own food, do most of our own maintenance and repairs. You guys should write a book. You should call it The Germanic Marriage, even though you're not German. See, Germanic marriage for all. For all. Tell your blunt truth always and from the beginning, as lots of relationships nowadays start with lies. Online dating anyone, keeping lies going for the rest of your life is simply impossible. Oh, it's exhausting. Having kids together is not a case of I orgasm, so now the kid is your problem. I see a lot of guys around me with that attitude. Guaranteed marriage failure incoming. You have to work together. If the kid is happy, you'll both be happier. Again, you're putting the kid ahead of yourselves. You're thinking. Yeah. Not a big fan of Islam. Not. But so far, they're the foremost experts on having their shit together in terms of maturity and having kids. I guess we could maybe even throw in the Amish or the Mennonites. I guess some old school, maybe the Orthodox Church. All religious, by the way. But they, and all right, fine. For religious reasons, they follow the rules. But I'd say for secular logic would the logic would be the secularists' religion. I don't know. Maybe I'll put the kid first. Kid goes to daycare 2 days a week. Rest of the week, at least one of us is home. Having a good example helps. Both of our parents will be married for 48 years this year. Awesome. Relationship is not made up of a winner and a loser. You both need to get ahead together. We see too many couples fight to have them win an argument. Get into that every time and you'll both be unhappy. Having a good mentor around can really help. If the student is ready, the teacher appears. Without mentors around, the world will be a shittier place. Well, millennials and Zoomers know everything, so they don't need mentors. Look how well they're doing. I would applaud anyone taking up that mantle. My dad was working 6 to 7 days a week, having kids they couldn't afford anyone. One of my uncles was a great mentor and source of wisdom, adventure, and great experiences. Uncles rule. Is married life always great? No, of course not. The first year our son was born was simply brutal. My wife nearly bled to death 4 weeks after he was born. Yep. Turned out the hospital forgot a piece of the placenta. Oh, there's your socialist European healthcare. She lost consciousness just when she arrived at the hospital, and we live only 5 minutes away. She was consciously ill between September and Christmas. Every week, a new virus infection, fears some cerveza sickness, etc. Sleep deprivation is a bitch. Things are better now. My wife has a disease. I'm not going to mention what it is. And it's not her fault. It's a genetic. It's not her fault. Since she was a younger lady. Which you make the delineation between the two. Sometimes I have to care for two when she has blood sugar issues. That can be a burden. Yeah, but you love her. Being the father to my son that I have has never been, I have never had, isn't, being the father to my son that I never had isn't easy, but I'll try to raise him to be a capable human being against an ever larger supply of degenerate idiots. I want to give him the best chance possible to get ahead in life. In any case, further questions, feel free to ask. Keep up the good work, and I'll keep you anonymous. Sir, you keep up the good work. You're doing it great. You know what? If you're not careful, buddy, you're going to have a happy wife and a happy kid and a happy family and a happy life. You better be really careful. You're not going to have any Ferraris or Lamborghinis or whatever people in Europe spend their money on. You're going to have loving experiences and fun. I mean, God almighty, next thing you know, you're going to take your kid fishing. Maybe take your wife out for a nice romantic meal. What the hell is wrong with you, sir? All right. And he said, oh, my goodness. There. Yeah, we had some lems. I got the best audience. Yeah, Heil. Heil, Eduardo. These are my fans. Yeah, we're like 90% there. If you guys really care about the internet, the guy figured it out. It was a mapping issue. and he put way too many people on one line. So now he has to like spread it out a little bit. And he spread it out a little bit, but probably not enough. It could also be within the valley and the prairie. There's a fair amount of there's a lot of tourists. It could be tourist traffic because they come home from crashing their motorcycles and having their bucket list, their boomer bucket list. Then all the motorcycle riders go on the internet and watch, Duck Dynasty or whatever Trailer Trash watches. And that's that. So hopefully we'll All right, I'm gonna let you idiots go. I'm gonna go to the gym and with this pretty face, and I'm gonna go into town and show it off and around, and all the fat single moms in South Dakota be like, "Oh my goodness, look at that handsome! Oh, he's 5'9". Oh, gross, gross. No, I'm not. We'll see you guys later, Toodles.